I loved our defense. IUPUI's had some pretty good offensive games this year, and they've hung around some really good teams. Overtime with Marquette, I think it was a 7-point game with Purdue with 10 to go. But to hold them to 32% is a credit to our guys, especially the condition we're in with, Jeff's playing on one foot, Zach's playing on one foot, Toby was playing on one foot, Cole couldn't lift his arm the second half. So a lot of injuries. Ronnie had got stitches during the game in his mouth, and Toby's probably going to need a few in his head. Just happy to get this one. The game after Nebraska before finals, always a tricky one. Was so much coming off an emotional game and what they have to prepare themselves for this week. This is one of the better games we've played in this situation the last few years.
Questions for the student athletes first?
I guess both guys, IUPUI was kind of hanging around there in the second half, and then you kind of get them with that knockout punch. Just talk a little bit about the ability to score a lot in a short amount of time.
I mean, we have a lot of people that can score. Props to WAP and everyone else who was just finding the open man. I mean, it gave everybody the opportunity to make the shot, and once you give us that opportunity, we're going to make that shot more times than not. So props to everybody who was finding the open man and giving the extra pass. I think that sparked our offense through that time period.
Just like what Toby said, we were playing Creighton basketball, but it started defensively. We were getting stops and limiting them to one shot, and that was crucial. It allowed us to build that run. We can score in bunches, but if we don't get stops, the run really doesn't matter.
You mentioned earlier in the year about being able to string a good amount of stops together while you guys are going offensively like that to really put the game away. I guess was that the emphasis when they cut the lead to single digits? Like, hey, we string stops together and offense will be fine.
Yeah, we weren't. We don't panic on offense. We focus in on the defense. I mean, I thought we did a good job. I think we, held them to a low field goal percentage, which our goal was to do that this game. But, as long as we string stops together, that builds that run and that really magnifies what we can do offensively.
We talked about it earlier after the Nebraska game about how you guys need to be focused. Coach touched on it. Just how tough is it to, kind of maintain that focus when you're coming off an emotional game and you're facing a team that, for all likelihood, you should be.
It's just a matter of putting that one win behind you. You can't get too complacent. It's just one team, one win. But we came back, and I thought we did a very good job both days in practice of really focusing in on the personnel as well as their plays that they run. So I think we got over the Nebraska win within that 24 hours, like I said we needed to do.
Toby, you mentioned Kyrie. How much does that, the way he's been rebounding the last few games, help you and Cole and the big guys down low? I mean, how much is that, do you notice during the game where he's grabbing so many rebounds?
I mean, he's been a key factor for our rebounding, but it's not only him, it's our entire guards that are on the floor with us. They're not afraid to come down and help us big men box out and go get the rebound. So Kyrie has done an amazing job on the boards, offensive and defensive, but also our guards have been phenomenal, just coming down and helping out the bigs and cleaning up everything.
Toby's putting together a pretty good stretch of shooting here lately. Have you changed anything in your shot at all? It just looks like you have a little bit more confidence when you get an opportunity.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people about my confidence and where it was in the beginning of the season and where it needs to be, and they've all been helping me figure out what's been going on and just trying to keep that positive mentality throughout the game and throughout practice, and we're going to keep moving forward, and hopefully it keeps working.
Both guys late in the game, and you guys were actually shooting better from the three-point range than you were from the free throw line. I guess you've had some off days at the free throw line. Is there any explanation why?
In my opinion, I think we're rushing it a little bit. I think we're getting up to the line and not staying at the line also. But I feel like if we got to step up to the line, take that deep breath, and relax ourselves before we attempt the free throw. But there's only we can only go up from here from the free throw line. So we're gonna work on it. We're gonna get better every day with it.
I'd say just putting too much pressure on ourselves. We got to work on it. Obviously, now that we've missed so many, we got to get in the gym and be able to have the confidence to step up and knock it down in the game. But you can't think about it. You just got to get up there and shoot them.
For both of you guys, last time you went on the road against the ranked teams, it didn't turn out.
I mean, they're another great team, but we gotta focus in. We didn't do a great job last time of playing Creighton basketball, so I think we learned from that, and I think we'll do a better job of focusing in and staying true to what we do at Creighton, and then relish in the moment to go play a top 10 team like that.
Z summed it up perfectly. We got to focus and we got to play Creighton basketball. What we did tonight was Creighton basketball. We shared the ball, we moved the ball, we did what we had to do on the boards defensively, and that's what we're gonna have to do and take to Oklahoma in order to compete with Oklahoma. We're gonna have we have a week off, so I mean we're gonna have a lot of days to prep for them, and we're gonna have to lock in, stay focused, and like I said, play Creighton basketball.
During that week off, you also have a few things called finals.
Tests.
I guess just how difficult both players is this week to kind of balance everything.
Now that it's my third year, it's kind of getting easier, but it's not at all getting easier at the same time. If that makes sense to you, it still doesn't make sense to me. But you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, you got to sit down for a couple hours. You got to study. You got to do the little things. It's just like playing basketball. You got to do the little things to do well, and I think that's what our team needs to do for the next couple of days. Matt gave us the day off tomorrow, so we're gonna have to use that day to actually study and not sleep till 2 p.m. So it's a matter of just sitting down and cracking down on the books.
Treatment, big boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Help him down there, would you, Z? Need a wheelchair, Toby?
Way Toby was, he had a couple injuries and obviously he kind of got behind a little bit to start the season, but the way he's been shooting the basketball, is there more to it than just him being confident? Is there
I think anytime you miss as much time as he missed with that severe ankle sprain, and then when you come back, you're still not yourself. When you have that bad of an ankle sprain, it's not like you can condition in some other way to keep yourself ready. So everything's going to be a little off kilter. I always think it in some cases is if you miss an extended period of time, it almost takes you twice as long to get back to where you were. Where your legs are and your wind and everything that went with the injury, the recovery to be totally ready. And we're probably about that point for him. And he tweaked it that first half. I was really proud that he was able to gut it out. Cole came to me at halftime and just said, I can't. I'm having a hard time lifting my arm above my head. And, so we had to go with some different lineups. And fortunately, Toby was able to suck it up and play a lot of minutes that second half. Jeff shouldn't have played at all, but again, we didn't know if Cole could play, and Martin's out. So, we thought maybe when Jeff got loose, we could get him close to where he was the second half against Nebraska. We never really were able to get him there, unfortunately. So, I thought Zach went in again and was active without getting in the foul trouble that he's been getting in some other games, and he was quick with the double team when they got an isolation on a guard. I thought we covered that up pretty well. So really proud of our team today, just because we really had a lot of adversity. There's everybody limping around in that locker room. This break could not have come at a better time for us.
You were happy with the defense
A couple of the 2-point shots, that were contested, I'm okay with. They got to the paint for an and one that I didn't like. I think we got split on a ball screen, and the help didn't get there. So, they scored far too much. I guess 5, 6, 7, 8 out of their first 11 the second half. So, but again, we find out right before the start of the half that Cole can't go, and Jeff's limping around, and Toby's limping around. So we didn't have much mojo, but fortunately we were able to put a run together where we held them, I think, scoreless for 5 or 6 possessions, and we scored 5 out of 6 during that stretch and took it from a 9-point game to a 23-point game. So you just when you're hurting like this and when you're struggling, you just got to put one of those stretches together where you blow the game open. And again, I thought we had a chance to do it in the first half. Unfortunately, we didn't do it. We made a bad decision right before halftime. They switched from zone to man, so I changed my play call, but we went ahead with the play call at 10 seconds instead of 6 seconds, which allowed them the 3-point play, which is part of that certainly on me. But we have to make sure that the screener and the ball handler understand how much time's left.
You guys talked about it a few times this season. They have confidence in their offense always. They don't ever lose that, but almost the defense is the key to your success. You can string stops together, string offensive possessions together, like you can open up a game. I guess how tough is it to get a team to buy into that when they shoot the ball and execute so well offensively?
Well, it's no secret as you look at our team. There probably isn't one guy, maybe with the exception of Taz, that when we recruited him, we said, boy, he is an unbelievable defender. He has a chance to be a special defensive player. We recruit skill, and then we try to make them defensive players. Some people recruit athletic guys that can fly around and try to fit them into an offensive scheme, and they have a lot of skill development to do. Our philosophy is a little bit different. So, we're starting to develop an identity. We had a difficult game plan today with some of the things that they did with their bigs' ability to shoot the basketball. We switched some screens. We stayed with on some others. And that can be tricky. It takes a lot of communication. And today, for the most part, we talked our way through that pretty well.
Because of the lack of practice on it, but your take on your
I had a team when I coached at Wayne State that was a really good shooting team as well, and we went through a stretch very similar to this. And now it's just kind of becomes a mental thing, because you've got, Maurice Watson is a good free throw shooter, not shooting it well. Toby's not shooting it well. So I think we're doing. It's part of every practice. I mean, you've been there, so you've seen it. And we'll this week try to put him in some pressure situations and different points of practice and see if we can't step up and make it. But I'm not overly concerned because I think we're a good shooting team. But obviously 10 games, the sample size is getting large enough. The numbers are what they say they are. And we're going to have to get better because it can really cost us in some close games.
switched up the backup point guard a little bit today, I guess. Thoughts on that?
I'm searching. I mean, to be honest, I really am. I'm searching for consistency. In that position, I want our offense to run smooth. I don't want there to be a fall off defensively. I don't want mistakes. It's in practice. I've bounced Tyler and Malik back and forth. There's a chance at some point I'm going to look at Ronnie at that spot as well, because I think he handles it well enough. But we were able to get Maurice a lot of breaks around TV timeouts, albeit short breaks. But you combine the 30 seconds on the bench and then the full TV timeout, he's getting some extra time to catch his breath. And if we can do that, and that's manageable. But there's going to be a time where he's in foul trouble, where it might be the guy that's playing best that particular night. All right, thank you.